Hello, 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 my sweet friends, and warmly welcome back to another episode of Type 1 Thursday. Today I have quite an exciting topic, if you ask me, because my background is, of course, within nutrition. So my topic for you today is the importance of eating real foods. And as usual, I am so happy to hear your comments and ideas and thoughts about this topic, or any other topic. Actually, I'm easy that way. Please jot them down in a comment somewhere, and I will be happy to chat with you there. Anyway, about real food. I think that is the only topic where we can actually agree, no matter what kind of diet we choose to follow or eat. I don't really like the word diet, but I choose to use it anyway because it's normally the thing you say, I guess. But what you eat and what way you eating. So whether you are keto or paleo or vegan or, well, maybe not the standard Western diet, actually, because the importance of real food may not be so big. But in any other diet that you may or may not be following, I think real food is the one thing that we can agree upon that is very, very good for us. So what I define as real foods is real foods don't have a label. So real foods are stuff that actually comes from nature, which is quite rare if you think about the standard Western diet. It is foods like meat, poultry, eggs, yum, fish, seafood, vegetables, amazing, all these things that actually come from nature and from the earth, and not maybe through a factory or from a factory or has been tampered with too much by human beings, just as clean and natural and real as possible. And that's what I define as real food, so that we're all on the same page throughout this discussion. And it basically is the main point of this is that real food has no additives, because what additives usually do is that they mess with your blood sugar, right? So, for example, maltitol is a classic example of this. This is a sugar substitute that still affects your blood sugar. So don't be fooled and eat that, although it's supposed to be great and diabetic friendly. It can be labeled whatever you want it to be labeled, whatever health claim you would like it to claim, it can do that, but still include things that are really not good for your blood sugar, really not good for your health. And so in end effect, you're not doing yourself any favors by buying these health foods. So no additives, so that they can't mess with your blood sugar in this case if you are diabetic or live with a blood sugar problem. And if you are going to venture into that kind of a sphere with pre-made food, make sure that I have as a rule of thumb, I have 5 ingredients. They can include 5 ingredients, and those 5 ingredients all have to be recognizable to me. I need to know what they are, just without Googling, because that's cheating. But I need to know what they are, and then if I approve of all of those ingredients, then yes, absolutely, I will buy it and consume it and eat it and enjoy it. But if that is not the case, it will most likely go back on the shelf. I actually saw a really cool picture. Actually, I shared this picture before, but I got a reminder today where it says, I see it, I love it, I want it, I check the carb count, and I put it back. That is pretty much like going to the grocery store with me. My poor husband, I mean, seriously, that guy takes so much. But anyway, 5 ingredients, all recognizable. Otherwise, to me, it is not worth the gamble of a possible really high blood sugar or a possible low blood sugar because I've overdosed insulin or whatever. It's just not worth the hassle for me. So what are my top 3 watch out ingredients for additives in food? That is especially for you if you do live in the States or that kind of an environment. High fructose corn syrup. Just stay away. That can really mess up with so many metabolic markers within you. So much of your metabolic health can be ruined because of the consumption of high fructose corn syrup. So it's just so highly refined and it's so highly tampered with that it's not really worth it to consume. It's not food. It's no longer food. It's just factory made. Number 2, trans fats, man-made seed oils, trans fats, all of these things that are really not good for you. They add a lot of unnecessary strain on your body and your metabolism that you can just actually fix with eating real food and adding real fat, such as butter, avocado, olive oil, all of these things that are actually not man-made, but is made by nature. And that is a lot better for you than highly refined and processed things and fats. Number 3, and this can be a tricky one, I do admit it, so bear with me before you slam down the lid of your laptop or turn off your phone, but artificial sweeteners. And then I really mean the artificial sweeteners, the ones that have really been made in a factory. Not maybe stevia is fine for you if you like the taste and you enjoy the flavor of it. Monk fruit is fine. Erythritol to a certain extent, absolutely, but it's things like aspartame and all these things that we don't really know what it's doing with our bodies yet, and it's definitely not natural in any way or form, that I would be careful with. And I remember growing up, this was a huge thing, as long as there were artificial sweeteners, then, hey, this product is a go, because I was raised in the 80s and 90s, and then it was still a little bit more controlled what people with diabetes should be eating and shouldn't be eating. So I had to eat a lot of terribly sweetened things because we thought that was good for me. Then, it's been shown in studies recently that, for example, fructose, which we thought was the holy grail for diabetics, it can actually clog up your liver, so it doesn't do its job properly, and then your whole metabolism might be a little bit damaged. A lot to be said about that stuff, of course. And these 3 things, of course, impact your gut health. They can have an impact on anxiety levels. They can, as I said, clog up your liver, so that can't do its job properly. And, all the other things like skin, like all of these things that are really important for us to work properly, these additives can impact, and that's not very good, is it? And I do want to sort of give a special warning. I did touch upon it a little bit at the beginning of this, but for example, keto foods, certain of them, or a vegan food or whatever is labeled, don't trust the labeling on the box. Heart healthy, don't even touch that stuff. It's not healthy for you at all. Look at the ingredients list. Does it have 5 ingredients? Do you recognize them? Buy it if you think you're going to enjoy it. If it doesn't, maybe you should rather leave it alone. And other things such as salad sauces, salsas, spice mixes, soups, all these ready-made things that you don't think will have an impact can actually contain a bucket load of sugar and will impact your blood sugar. Stay with the real food is my opinion. In all cases, it's better for us, it's healthier for us, and we're going to feel a lot better. And if you're just starting out from, for example, a standard Western diet to going to more into the real food sort of way of eating, then I really, really suggest you adopt the 80-20 rule or something similar, so that 80% of the time, the whole work week, you eat real food, and on the weekends you can still have a bit of what you still think is fun, but you won't in a while. I would love to hear from you. Do you eat mostly real foods? Let's talk in the comments below, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.